Well, hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing a little talk about line. And the line I'm actually really talking about is Dacron. Dacron's what I use for my main line when I'm making a leader for my Tenkara rods or Keiryu rods or anything that's a fixed line rod. This is also used on a traditional fly rod and reel as a backing inside the reel, and is relatively available almost everywhere that sells some kind of fishing tackle. There you can find Dacron, and you'll find it like in places like Walmart and spools that are like about this big, so anyways, this is what I use for my main line. It does sink whenever it gets waterlogged over a certain amount of time, which adds some weight to the line, but it don't really want to float. And also, it also has other bad side effects. Is it's extremely light, so whenever the wind picks up at a small breeze, it'll just pull your fly out of the line or blow your drift right down the river and makes it extremely difficult to fish. So here I have a length of it that's untreated. There's nothing on it. This is just plain old Dacron. The second one here is I have it treated with Rio fly line conditioner, which makes it a little bit more smooth and supple. Honestly, from putting that on there, I really have not noticed much of a difference in the pliability. The black dot here in the center signifies the point at which I started applying it to where I stopped. So there's a section down here on the end that is normal, and another one that's, you could probably say it's got like a slight bit more stand up, but it's nowhere near stiff. Now on the other hand, this next one, I have it coated with this Titan or Allen brand bowstring wax. You can pick up anywhere they sell sporting equipment, or you can even pick it up off the internet. It's just bowstring wax. There's no additives really to it. It's just straight up wax, beeswax, or sometimes a blend of different waxes. But that's what I have on the center line. And it still does its little thing. It's nice and kind of flippy a little bit. And obviously I ran the wax a little bit far. So here you have the non wax portion, and this over here on this side is the waxed portion, so it still kind of bends. But the one noticeable thing that's really different about it is that it likes to stand up by itself, kinda, which is really, really interesting. But the benefit of putting that wax on there, it makes it so it actually wants to float, and it kind of disperses the water off of it and doesn't let the water soak into it properly. And how I've been applying that is I'll take this wax. I didn't fully prepare myself. Normally I have a leather glove when I'm doing this. And I just take this wax and I hold my string on there and I run it through there a couple times. So basically you do this to your line. When you already have your leader tied up, you can probably try this on a few different lines. I just don't have a variety. I only use Dacron. I like the way it works, and I also need it for a lot of other things, such as tying bowstrings, and also using for my leader on my Tenkara rod. So I just run this through there a few times, and then we'll take and run our hands over it. This is where having a glove would be handy, because by having a glove, when the string gets hot, it don't burn your fingers. But it's not really that hot. Not right now. And it's easy as that to apply it to your line. And it's already on and good to go. It kind of protects it, keeps it looking nicer. But I also have a few other things like this fly spritz. Like I've sprayed it on my line before and got it to kind of stay a little bit floating, but it wears off after time. And the same thing with this Aquel or Gink, whichever one. This bottle's a little worn out, it does work well, but at the same time, it doesn't stay in the material as good as the wax does. The wax does have a small issue when it comes to like coldness, but I don't really think it's going to matter too much. But I have probably 25 liters, and I have a whole couple spools of this Dacron. So I have plenty of material. It's just this is an experiment, and my experiment that I've learned from it so far, what I'm telling you guys my result is that my line is staying afloat. So it's operating like a PVC line, but without the PVC coating on it. It's making my line a little bit more standoutish, like it transfers the power a little better because it can hold the bend. And then also it has a minute more amount of wind resistance due to the weight of the line wanting to stay down in the water. It's very strange. You can also let it lay on the water too on windy days, because with the fixed line rod you have 12 foot of rod and 12 foot of line, and if you're trying to fish something close to you, you just have 10 foot of line in the air and the wind can catch it extremely easy. So you want to have a tendency to bring your rod tip down and watch your fly kind of float along and then kind of set the hook. But this allows you to do that without your line going completely underneath the water and having to pull up on a whole bunch of line that's underwater for stress. So hopefully this helps, or gives some people some ideas on what to do, or just to be adventurous in how you set your rod up. So thank you guys for watching, liking and subscribing. If you have any comments or suggestions, just drop them down below. We'll see you on the next one.